we have seen the Mockito creating the behavior, and after creating the behavior, calling the Mockito method, method from the Mockito object and getting the output. Next, comparing the expected output and actual output. So this is what we do. Now we'll take some real scenario. We'll take one real scenario. We'll start. What the data? Okay, this one. Okay. Just 1 minute. So Mockito demo 3. I am putting this as 1.8. Okay. Now here what I do is, in this example, so I will create one order management application. Just one. So what I do is, I create one order service. Okay, this is some real-time scenario I'm taking. Example. What this order service will do is, it will insert some, this is your database. It will insert the orders. You know what is orders? Say you go to your Amazon website. You order for a product. You want to purchase a product actually. So each purchase from your Amazon website will be one order. Each purchase from your Amazon website will be an order. So for that order, there will be So you have to do a payment to that order. You will get an invoice generated. So this is the typical order management application. Any order management application will have it. And what will have in order? In order table, this is your order table. Let us assume in the database. In the database, you'll have an order table, orders table. In orders table, you will have let us take like this. Generally, in orders table, what will have? I'm drawing enlargedly in a bigger way. You will have order ID, product ID, price, so you'll have order ID, product ID, price, next. What is next? You'll have the shipping address or something, right? And then you'll have also the user ID also, right? If I enlarge this column, so these are shipping address. Sorry. So this is your shipping address. Shipping address. And then this will be your user ID. So these are the, yeah, one more thing is order date also. Yes. Okay, order. Now what we do is we write this order service class. Okay. We write this order service class. And then which inserts the data to this order data table. And here we'll use an if-else condition like if the shipping address is in India, then there is no additional shipping charges. Else get the distance from India, or you can say else apply some additional charges. This is the logic. So what is the first step we have to do? We have to create the table. Okay, let me create the table. And for this, I use MySQL database. I use MySQL database. So what I do is, I just I'm just seeing in my system, where is my MySQL database for that? Okay. So this is my MySQL database. So show databases. I have set up MySQL 5.5 version. Actually, now latest version is MySQL 8. Okay, this is my database. I just say create database order DB. Next, use order DB. Next, create a table order data order ID, or I'll say orders. Order ID. Hope you might have known MySQL, right, everyone? That's why I'm not explaining MySQL. I mean database, how to write the SQL queries. If not MySQL, any database. Order ID. Okay, order description. Product ID. Order ID, order description, product ID. Then what? Price, anyhow, it will be mapped with product. So I'll say shipping address. Where care of 50. Next, create a date of date. That's all right. And user ID, sir. User ID is also there. That's all right. That's all. Oh my God, what is this? That's why I should not type here. It has gone. I'll write copy right here and I'll copy paste. Orders, order ID, where care of 20, order description. We should not write directly in the MySQL. Sometimes if I press the up arrow, it accidentally will go. Next, the product ID. varchar of 20. Next is what? Next user ID, varchar of 20. Shipping address, varchar of 20. Next, what is next? User ID, shipping address, product ID. What is next? Created date. Okay. And this will be your primary key. Okay. So let me know. Okay. Table has been created. Okay. Now there is an empty table. Now let me know. Product price anyhow is not required because that will be in product table. So this is your orders table. Product price when you take, you will have product ID, product price, and all that. So you apply here a normalization, database normalization. Okay. Now you see. Now what I do, I have this orders table, right? Now from my program, what I do, here I will write order service. Okay. And then here I will have public order service. I'll have here private order DAO. What do you mean by DAO? DAO class is the one which interacts with the this one database. So order DAO. This dot order DAO is equal to order DAO. So I can inject the. This is the same example as yesterday's example. I'm injecting. This is an order service. This order service is dependent on this object. This I can inject through constructor or setter method. Okay. Now I'll say public void create order and even an order object. So let me create this order object. New class order. So in this order, what I'll do, private string order ID. See whatever the columns that I'm using here. Order ID, order description, product ID, user ID, shipping address. Created these are all database columns. I'll map this in the Java. So private string order description. Next, the private string product ID. Next, private string user ID. Next, private string shipping address. Next, private string private date. Created date. So java.fill.it. Cell write source. Generate getters and setters. Generate. Okay. So control X. This one. So this is your order service. And let me now create order TAO. And in order TAO, what I'll do is public. I'll use JDBC, okay? Everyone knows JDBC? Java Database Connectivity. Everyone knows JDBC, right? So what I do in JDBC is I'll initialize the connection. I'll initialize the connection. So first I'll set up this MySQL dependency. First I'll add these dependencies. So we need MySQL dependency. Okay, this is your MySQL jar. If I use MySQL 8, I use version 8. And then I'll add Mockito dependencies also. That's all. So MySQL, Mockito, JU. Okay, all these dependencies. So what I do? So here, once I add this one in my order TAO, I'll say class.forName. I'll say com.mysql.jdbc.driver, right? This is what I use. So this is what I use, driver, okay? So try. So this is why I'm using to initialize the MySQL driver, okay? So to load the MySQL, to load the MySQL driver, first I'll use class.forName. Okay. So this is your order TAO. Next, what I'll do, I'll say public void, and here itself I'll use the connection also, private connection. So why I use connection to? Why I use connection to create the statements and prepared statement object. This is a connection object that establishes between application and the database. So here I'll say public void insert order, and I'll say order, insert order data, and I'll pass the order class. And here what I do, connection is equal to driver manager dot get connection of JDBC colon MySQL colon. Okay. So JDBC colon MySQL colon local host. I'll be using a local host. MySQL colon. So what I do? Just 1 minute. This Eclipse got stuck up. So here I'll take. See, already I have one program. I'll copy this one. So JDBC colon MySQL. I'll use this one. So JDBC colon MySQL colon this one. Comma. So in place of customer DB, I use order DB. This is the database I use. Order DB. Here I use, sorry. In the construct itself, I use order DB, root, secret. So I initialize the let me so I initialize the connection in the constructor only. So I initialize. See, actually, why I'm adding this? Why I'm adding this MySQL database? That is a dependency, because this, if you don't add this dependency, you know, this class will not be loaded. This class will not be loaded. So you have to add the dependency. Okay. So if you are connecting to Oracle database, you have to use Oracle related dependency, and you have to use here com.oracle.jdbc. So this class is part of your third-party database library, whichever the database you are using. Okay. So, and this is your local host. You are connecting to the local host database. Your database, suppose if you are connecting to the remote database, you'll use the remote database host name, IP address, and all that. So currently I'm connected to the remote host, and this is your database name, and this is your user ID, and this is your password. Okay. So this is how you'll establish connections. So here what I do is, I'll take prepared statement. PSTMT is, I'm not using any Spring or anything. I'm using plain JDBC. Okay. Prepared statement. And then try prepared statement is equal to connection dot create statement. Sorry, prepared statement. Sorry, connection dot prepare statement. Sorry, connection dot prepare statement insert into. So what's the table I'll give? Orders, right? Orders. Okay. What are the columns that I use? Order ID. Next, order description. Next, product ID. Next, user ID. Next, shipping address. Next, created date, right? Okay, I'll say values. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So question mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is what. Then I'll say prepared statement dot set the string. So 1 comma C. When I say question mark means these are the placeholders where I will insert the data. See, I'm not going in detail of JDBC. I'm assuming that you all know the JDBC. So that's why I'm not explaining JDBC completely. Okay. So these question marks indicates the values that you are going to insert in this table. Okay. So these are your columns. And for the first column, order ID column, this first question mark will take that value. So that's why I'm giving first. One means the first question mark. So order dot get order ID. PSTMD dot set string of 2 comma order dot get order description. Then PSTMD dot set string of 3 comma order dot get what is the next column? Product ID. Product ID dot set string of 4 comma order dot user ID. Set string of 5 comma order dot get of shipping address. Next PSTMD dot set string of 6 comma order dot get created date. Okay. So this will be set date actually. And actually I'll just say this as new java dot SQL dot date. Actually, this is a part of java.util.date. Again, I'm converting to java.sql.date. Okay, dot get the time. Okay, so java.sql.date, because I'm setting this. This is part of your java.util.date. So to convert to java.sql.date, I take this java.util.date dot get time. I'll get long value. And I pass this to java.sql.date. Okay. In that way, I'll set the data object. So PSTMD dot execute update. That's all. So catch exception. Ex dot print stack trace. Finally, if PSTMD not equals null, I'll close the object. This is always to say, always you have to close, otherwise you'll get memory leak issues. Similarly, I'll close the connection object also once I've done this. Connection not equals null. Connection dot close. Okay. And this is throwing an exception. Let me handle here. That's all. Yeah, I'm using a thin driver here, JDBC thin. This is JDBC thin driver. Okay. So that's all. So I have written order DAO, I have written order. Now I'll write order service. In order service, what I do, I create the order. Okay. Shipping address is there, but there is no shipping charge rate. I will add that with the there is an order ID, there is an order description, there is a product ID, user ID, shipping address, and the amount also, total amount, right? What I'll do is, let me create one more table. Product ID, Or let me do like this. Let me have this product data in a table, in a file actually. My requirement is what? If the shipping is it is in India, there is no additional shipping charges. I'll apply some additional charges, right? So what I do is, let me create one more table. Create table product ID varchar of 20 primary key. Okay. Then product price, I'll have double. Okay, this is your table product. Now what I'll do is, I'll take this one, order table. I'll add one more column in orders, which I forgot to add. Orders, shipping charge or order amount. Order amount. I'll just take this as a double. Alter table orders. Alter table orders. Add order amount. Order amount double. I'm adding this. Okay. Yeah, this is your master table. Okay, this is your master table. So what I do is, let me insert some in master table. Let me insert some product table, products. Insert product. Insert product. Or sorry. Insert. Or what I'll do is, just 1 minute. I have that product table. I'm copying that. Whether any other tables are there or not. Okay. I think I don't have that. Let me write here only. Let me insert here only. Insert into product. You think this is a master data. Some admin is being updated. This is a product master data. Okay. Insert into product. So values P1. I'll give some HP laptop. Some model X100. Okay, product description is also there, right? What is this? So what is that? Product ID, product price. I'll add one more table, one more column. Alter table, product. Add product description. Varchar of 50. Okay. So let me now add some insert into product values P1 comma double the product price is say some 50,000 comma HP laptop say some model X100, something like this. Okay, I'm just giving like this. Okay, this is one product. Similarly, insert into product values P2. Okay, then I'll say some 75,000. I'll say Dell laptop, some Z567. Okay, Now select star from product. Okay, so this is your product data. So product ID, product price, product description. Okay. Now what I do is, now user has ordered for this product P1. Now I'll get the product price. Now I'll get the product price. So what I'll do is here, first get the product ID. So order dot get the product ID. Now for this product ID, get the price. How will get the price? Double. Let me add one more method here. I'll have to calculate from another table. So public double get product price. Okay. And I'll say string product ID. I'll pass the product ID. So here what I'll do, the same prepared statement I'll use. Prepared statement PSTMT equal to null. So I'll initialize this in the try block because I have to close that in the finally. So connection dot prepare statement select. I'll select product price. So given the product ID, I can select the product price. So select the product price from product where product ID is equal to question mark. Okay. Now I'll say PSTMT dot set string of 1 comma product ID. And I'll say PSTMT dot execute query. Execute query. Hope you are understanding right what I'm doing. So first I'll get the price. First I'll get the price from the product. Okay. I'll explain you. Okay. First I'll complete this and I'll explain you again. So first I'm getting the price. So this is I'm assigning to result set. Okay. Then I'll say RS result set. I'll say this one. Next RS dot. I'll get only one record, right? I'll say RS dot next. Okay. Then I'll say double price is equal to product price is equal to RS dot get double of the column name. What is the column name? Product price. That means for a given product ID. For a given product ID, where product ID equal to. So I get the product price actually. Okay. So I'll just give like this. Okay. Then I'll just return this price. Return price. Okay. Then I'll say I'll just copy paste this. Okay. Then I'll say return 0. In case the exception is there, I'm returning price. In case if any exception comes, I'm returning 0. Otherwise, I'm returning price. Okay. And here I'll say throws exception. Okay. So now what I do, I'll close the result set also. Now what I'll do, first I'll get the First, I'll get the price from the order DAO dot get the product price of product ID. Okay. Okay. So get the product price of product ID. I get the price. I get the price. Now what I do is I'll also tell that string shipping address is equal to, I'll just say like this, order dot get shipping address. Now, if shipping address dot equals India, I'll just say country code. Okay, IN. Let me take like this. Shipping address dot equals IN. Then there is no additional charges. I'll just take like this, double, or just like this, double addition or shipping charges. So double shipping charges is equal to 0. So then your total price will be price plus shipping charges. So shipping charges will be 0. In your price plus shipping charges will be your total price, not the price. So here order price is there, right? In order I added one column. What is that column? Order amount I have to add. So let me add here. So double order amount equal to 0. Initially 0. So this is your product price. So product price plus shipping charges will be your order amount. So product price plus shipping charges will be your order amount. And then I will add this in your order data. In order data, order object and private double order amount. Okay, let me now generate setter getter for this source. Generate getters. Okay. So what I do here, order dot here itself I can write actually, not an issue. No need to declare here. So order dot set the order amount and I'll pass this order amount. Okay. Suppose if shipping charges is not shipping address is not equal to India, some other country. So what I'll do is, okay, if shipping address is not equal to India, so what I'll do is I'll have shipping charges equal to something like additional 200 rupees. Yeah, you can take IND also. Okay? Not an issue. 200 rupees. And then double order amount will be your product price plus shipping charges. And then order dot set order amount will be this one. But here, if you see the code is repeating, right? Both places. Can I bring this out of if else so that you will have neat code? Control X. I'll bring here. I'll remove this. And I'll say double shipping charges. Here I'll say 0. And this I'll remove. And this I'll remove. Now you see your code has become neat. If shipping charges equal to this, else this, and I'm adding this to product price this, like this. Now what I do, I'll say order DAO dot insert order data, and I'll pass this order object. That's all. And in insert data, I have to add one more column, right? I forgot to add that. Shipping address, created date, comma, order amount, right? Order amount, right? So here I'll say pstmt dot set double 7 comma order dot get order amount. Order amount will be your product price plus shipping charges. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then we are done. Everything is done. All these we have to test this, that's all. So we have to test it. How will test it? Let me write the unit test case. Order test. Okay. Now I'll just say create order test. Create order test. Okay. Now, after creating an order, let me return here an integer object. Once order has been created, I return, let insert order also. See, this execute update will return an integer value, right? So let me return this integer value. That means one record has been inserted. Int records inserted. Okay. And I'll just say records inserted is equal to this execute update will return an value. So I'm returning this back. And this will be an integer. So here I'll just say return. That's all. So this will return an integer value. Okay, this one. Now let me go without Marketo. How I do without Marketo? This is JUnit without Marketo. How I do? I create a real object, order service, new order service, and then first I have to create order DAO, and then I create the order DAO object, and then I pass this to order service. Then I'll create some test data. Create test data. Create input test data or test input data. For that, what I do, I say order, I'll create an order object, new order dot set order ID 100, order dot set order description. Order description is how much? So what is order description? I'll just say order for HP laptop. Okay, and then I'll say order dot set product ID. See, product ID, it should come from this master table. because this is your predefined products in your website. You cannot go beyond with this, because whenever you open Amazon.com or any other website, it will display what are the products that it has. You cannot order the product which is not there in the website, right? So so I'll take product ID P1. So I cannot give other than these products from the table, because this is like a master table. Okay, this is like a master table. Next, order dot set order ID, product ID. Next, set shipping address. Let me put IND. I'm putting the country codes. I'm not giving the complete details. Okay, in the real time, you'll have the complete address and all that. Okay, you'll have country, place, region, and all that. This is just a demo program, right? I'm giving just shipping address. So order dot. Next is user ID. User ID, you'll have some login ID, right? Whenever you log into Amazon website, I'm just giving some dummy user ID. Order dot. Because this is your test data actually. This is your test data. Order ID, order description, product ID, shipping ID, order amount. Okay, that's all. That's all, right? That's all. So now what I'll do? Now expected output is 1. That means if I insert order data, I'll get 1 record. So I'll get now actual output. Int actual output is equal to order service dot create order of order. Then I'll say asset equals expected output, comma, actual output. That's all. Okay. Anyway, I will handle this exception. In fact, I can add here itself. Throws exception. I'll catch here. Okay. What I'll do is try, because he is throwing an exception back. It's dot print stack trace. So I'll say just int records inserted equal to 0. Records inserted is equal to, and I'll say return records inserted. Okay, that's all. So here also, okay, here also I have to add the exception. So what I'll do here, I'll say double product price equal to 0. So let me handle try catch exception ex dot print status. Okay, that's all. So that's all. Now your order test is fine. Now let me run this order test quickly. So run as JUnit test. You got some error. What is error? Let me show that. No operations allowed after connection closed. Okay, okay. Okay, what I'm doing here is, anyone can tell what is it? I understand this issue. I understand this issue. I know where is the issue, but anyone can tell where is this issue lies. I'll tell you. When I call first create order, when I call create order, okay, let me do like this. This is your test case. So this is your test case, right? This is your test case, right? And this is your order service class, right? And then this is your order DAO, right? Or let me take in another pane. This is one thing. Let me take in another window. Control X. These are larger methods, right? Now you see, first I'm calling, this is your order test. First I'm calling order test. I'm creating order DAO. When I create order DAO and I'm passing the order service, when I create order DAO, what will happen? First I create order DAO. When I create order DAO, what will happen? This is the constructor of order DAO, right? Here what I'm doing, I'm creating a connection object. I'm loading driver and all that, right? I'll show here only. See, in my order test, first I'm creating an order DAO. So when I create order DAO, where it will go? This connection object gets created. Then after that, what I do, I pass this order DAO to order service. So this object gets injected. So order DAO gets injected to order service. Next create order. Next create order. Just one minute. Create order is there, right? Create order. From order service, I'm calling create order. Okay. It's not like this. Let me explain you. Let me take everything in one pane too. It will be difficult to explain like this. Let me take everything in one pane. So what I do is, this is my order test. Okay. This is my order test. Okay. Let me minimize this. This is my order test. Okay. Fine. Then this is my order service. This is my order service. right? This is my order service. Next, this is my order DAO. I'll minimize the font like anything. Very bigger program. What I'll do is, I'll copy this code in another part. But still then, okay, no problem. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Control C. So I'll just make tweak. Okay. So what I'll do, I hope you can see, right? See, what will happen is, now you see, I fitted everything. So first order DAO will get created. And now when I say order service, so this object gets injected. Okay, this constructor gets called. Now I'm creating an order object and I'm calling create order. That means this one I'm passing here. When I pass create order, so this method gets executed. So once, see, if you see in order DAO, when I call initially order DAO, this constructor gets executed, right? When I create an object of order DAO. So there I am creating the connection object. Okay. Now, once I call create order method here, this logic gets executed. And where I'll get first, this is the logic that gets executed, the create order method. So it will go to get product price. In get product price, this logic gets executed. And here itself, I'm closing the connection. See, here itself, I'm closing the connection. And what will happen if I close the connection now? You see here itself, I'm closing the connection. Then after that, I execute some logic here and I'm trying to insert order data, but there is no connection object available. That is the issue here you are getting. No operations allowed after connection closed. No operations allowed after connection closed. See, here itself, when I call get product price, here itself I'm closing the connection. After calling this method, here itself I'm closing the connection. Now after that, once I get the product price and do some logic, like if the shipping address is India, there is no shipping charges. I do that calculations. And then after that, I call insert order data method. Now here, there is no connection available here. You are getting an error. So that is what you have to do. So that is a reason. So let me shift this. Let me shift this order DAO. I mean, this connection method creating here. Okay. So I don't need here this. Or I can have not an issue. That's all. So let me create the connection here because I'm closing in the same method. So I'll open the connection in the same method. That's all. Okay. Now let me run this. Run as JUnit test. Null pointer exception. Why now the exception got different? I did not insert this date right. From order test, I have to insert this. Order dot set created date. So new Java dot little dot the current date, the system date. Okay. The system date. Okay. Let me run this. Run as JUnit test. Now you see test case passed. Now you got an insert order. You can see the data now. Select star from orders. See, you got the data insert. This is a test data. Here you are doing JUnit without Mockito. JUnit without Mockito. That's why you are working with the real objects. So since you are working with the real objects, you can see the test data got inserted here. These are all your test data. These are all your dummy data where you're inserting. And order amount you are taking from the product price. See, product order amount also got inserted. You are taking from the product price, and since the shipping address is India, you are going for this. Suppose I can insert one more test data. Instead of India, I'll say US. Now if I run this, and this will be order 101, and I'll say U102, something like this. Or let me comment out. I'll give one more order ID, 101, and one more user ID, because from US I'm ordering another user ID, U200. Next shipping address, instead of from US, actually he's ordering from India. So just a test case. Okay. So let me now run this. Run as JUnit test. It is passed. So let me, you can see the second record, O101. But now the amount got added. You see 200 rupees got added to this order amount. That means from the product price 50,000 it has taken on 200 rupees because the shipping address is US. So 50,200 got added here. How? Because in order service I have that logic, right? 200 rupees. If it is other than this product price plus shipping charges. So, and these are all happening because we are calling the real methods, not the Mockito methods. And here you can see the coverage also, code coverage. Someone has asked to show the code coverage. See, code coverage means, so code coverage is one important part actually. Code coverage is, it determines how much code has been covered. Has been covered by the unit test code, unit test script, by the unit testing. So that means, for example, I'll show you. This is my unit testing. Now, if you go to coverage section, there is a coverage here. You see, let me show you this. Coverage as JUnit test. Okay, let me give. See, this is your coverage. Let me give here. See, now I'm trying to insert the same order ID, so you are getting a duplicate entry. Let me change this. 0102. Same user has ordered 2 laptops. Now let me go to run coverage as JUnit test. Now test case passed. Now you go to your order service C. If you take this green color, this code has been covered by your unit test case. This code. So this red color means you are not getting exception. So this code has not been covered by your unit test code. Okay. This code has been covered. This code has been covered. Okay. Since the shipping address is not equal to India, first it is checking for this. So since I'm using the test code as US, okay. So it is not going into this if block. Now it is going to the else block, and this code has been covered. And this code has been covered. This green color indicates the code has been covered actually. And this code has been covered. This code has been covered. This code has been covered. Okay. And this color indicates this code has not been covered because we are not getting any exception. And this code has been covered. Now, if you go to order DAO, all this code has been covered. All this code. So that's why if you see, you are seeing the green color. And here, this red color, this code has not been covered because we did not get any exception. And this code has been covered. Okay. And if you see the coverage percentage, if you see here, 93.1% of the code is covered by your unit test, by the unit testing. I mean, the actual code, your order DAO, your order service is the actual code, right? So 93.1% of the code has been covered by your unit testing. Okay, this is what we call it as coverage. Coverage means, code coverage means, determines how much code has been covered by the unit test. That means we write unit test code, unit testing with JUnit, with Marketo or without Marketo. Right? Now, code coverage, we write unit testing with JUnit to test the actual business logic code, right? Now, code coverage determines how much percentage of the business logic code has been covered or tested by the JUnit code. So this is what actually code coverage. So code coverage determines how much percentage of the business logic code has been covered or tested by the JUnit code. So if you see in this, since we are not using Marketo, everything is going with the real objects only. So 93.1% of the code has been covered. Okay. So this green color indicates the code has been tested. This code has been tested. Okay. Since it is not going to exception, this part of the code is not tested. So because you can see the flow, by seeing this, you can see the flow of execution. So this code has been tested. Okay. Since shipping address is not equal to India, it is going to discharge. Okay. This code has been tested like that. Everyone understood this? Everyone understood this code coverage? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So this is how the code coverage will tell. Suppose now I am using India, so that's why this is not going to this part. It is going to this part. Suppose I use now I use India now, and I'll say this is Dell laptop, and this is product P2, and this is order 103. I give you 205. Now let me run this. Run as coverage as. Go to here, coverage as JUnit test. Now you see your order service. Now you see this green color is coming here because the country code is India, right? So here it is not going, it is going to 0. It is going to 0 because I gave unit test as India, the shipping address as India. Yeah, this is what I'm showing, the code coverage. This is the one which I'm showing is the code coverage, this one only. So you just right click on this coverage as, in Eclipse itself you have coverage as JUnit test. You'll get automatically, and Eclipse will show you how much code has been covered, 93.4%. So this Eclipse will have the coverage plugin automatically. So right click on this, click on coverage as JUnit test, you'll get the coverage. But if you use Mockito, right, you will not get this much coverage. Why? Anyone can tell? See, this is without Mockito. You are working directly with the real objects. You created a real object here. Okay? Here you created a real object. Here you created a real object, new order service. But if you use Mockito, Mockito will not create the real objects. It will create the mock objects, fake objects. You will not get this much coverage. Why? Because Mockito will not call the actual service, actual business logic. In the real objects, it is calling the actual business logic. So that's why this complete code is covered. This code is tested. But in Mockito, you are creating the logic. You using that when behavior, that using when that you are used, right? So it will not go to the real business logic. That's why you will not see this much of code coverage. See, for example, I'll take one Mockito program. See, I'll take you one Mockito program. See, this is your ad service test, right? So let me now coverage as JUnit test. This is your actual Mockito. Yesterday we have seen. Now you see you got coverage as only 59.3%. Why? Because, and you open this actual business logic. This is your actual business logic, right? App service. It is covering this. It is going to this. No. This is your actual business logic. It is not going to this method at all. Why? Because this is a mock object we created. So this is a mock object we created. So it will not go to the actual business logic at all. Because it is simulating at this behavior only. We are simulating at this behavior only. So that's why this is your actual business logic. This is not going to here. So Mockito means it will not go inside the business logic. So you will not see the code covered here. That's why you will see code coverage as 59.3%. You will see lesser percentage when compared to the real object testing. Okay. So always now in the real-time scenarios, right? Code coverage should be minimum. Should be 80%. This is the best. This is the standard way, standard practice in real time. Okay. And if you use Mockito, code coverage should be done should be done for service classes, service layer, but not DAO layer. Why? Because DAO layer is the one which works with the real database, right? So works with real database, and there is a possibility of test data insertions, deletions, and all that. So Mockito should be applicable only for service layer, not for DAO layer. Okay. If you use without Mockito, then don't do real object testing for DAO layer. Because if you use real object testing, see, now we have done the real object testing, and you can see some test data has been inserted in the database. So some test data has been, so if you use without Mockito, then don't do real object testing for DAO layer. Okay, then everyone understood this? Whatever I told you today's session. Yes. Now, whatever the example that we have seen is JUnit without Mockito. So the code has been updating the database, right? That's what we have seen now. So tomorrow there is no class. Okay, I'll take up on Monday. Next class Monday. Okay, today I'll upload the notes, all the programs and everything. Okay. So Monday onwards, I will cover. Monday I'll start Maven 2, another tool Maven. Okay then. Thank you all. See you on Monday. Thank you.